In the heart of feudal Japan, a young boy named Kenji dreams of becoming a samurai like his father. When the powerful warlord Daichi attacks their village, Kenji's life changes forever. With his father's death, Kenji swears revenge and sets out on a quest to restore his family's honor. Kenji seeks refuge in a hidden village, where he meets Yumi, a skilled archer, and Takeshi, a fierce warrior with a dark past. Together, they begin their training under Master Hideo, an enigmatic old samurai with a mysterious connection to Kenji's father. Rumors swirl of a secretive group known as the Phantom Clan, who work from the shadows to disrupt the Empire's forces. Yumi reveals that her family was once part of the clan before they were destroyed. They decide to track down the remnants of the Phantom Clan, hoping to find allies. While on a reconnaissance mission, Kenji and his new companions come across Daichi's army ransacking a nearby village. Kenji's desire for revenge pushes him into battle, but he quickly realizes he is not yet ready to face Daichi's elite warriors. Kenji starts to question his ability to avenge his father. Master Hideo shares stories of the ancient samurai code and the inner battle between honor and vengeance. Takeshi, burdened by his own past mistakes, warns Kenji about the dangers of losing oneself to hatred. Kenji learns of a legendary sword, said to grant its wielder incredible power. Believing it could help him defeat Daichi, he sets out to find it. Along the way, they face trials designed to test their courage, loyalty, and resolve. As they grow closer, Kenji, Yumi, and Takeshi's friendship strengthens. Each of them shares stories of their pasts, their losses, and what drives them forward. They realize that only together can they hope to face the storm that's coming. In their search for allies, the group finally tracks down the remnants of the Phantom Clan. The leader, a cunning strategist named Hiroshi, agrees to help, but only if Kenji can prove himself in combat. Kenji passes the test, and the Phantom Clan joins their fight. Through their newfound alliance, they uncover critical information about Daichi's plans. They learn that he is seeking a dangerous artifact that could grant him unstoppable power, an ancient scroll that holds the secret to immortality. The group's trust is shaken when they discover a spy has been feeding information to Daichi. Suspicion and paranoia take hold, threatening to tear the group apart as they try to uncover the traitor's identity. Master Hideo grows more concerned about Kenji's thirst for revenge. He warns Kenji that if he continues down the path of vengeance, it may consume him completely. Kenji begins to doubt whether avenging his father is the right choice. Daichi's army launches an assault on Iron Mountain, where the Phantom Clan has taken refuge. Kenji and his companions lead the defense, but they are vastly outnumbered. Yumi's sharpshooting and Takeshi's brute strength hold the line as the battle intensifies. Kenji comes face to face with one of Daichi's most fearsome generals, who is responsible for his father's death. The duel is brutal and intense, forcing Kenji to dig deep into his training to survive. One of Kenji's companions falls in battle, shaking the group to its core. The loss hits Kenji hard, pushing him closer to the edge of vengeance, just as Master Hideo feared. Kenji finally gains the legendary sword, but its power comes with a price. He feels its dark influence pulling him towards reckless violence, threatening to corrupt his sense of honor. With Daichi's forces in retreat, Kenji and his companions regroup. They realize that while they have won the battle, the war is far from over. Kenji faces a crucial decision: to continue his quest for revenge or find a new path, one guided by honor rather than hatred. Daichi's defeat at Iron Mountain is a setback, but he is far from beaten. He swears a blood oath to destroy Kenji and everyone who opposes him, calling upon dark magic to increase his strength and gathering new allies from the most dangerous warlords across Japan. The alliance between the Phantom Clan and Kenji's group becomes strained as differing strategies emerge. Hiroshi wants to attack Daichi directly, while Master Hideo warns that they need more time to prepare. An emissary from the Emperor arrives, ordering Kenji and his group to stand down. They realize the Emperor is secretly backing Daichi's war, hoping to gain control over the magical scroll himself. To uncover Daichi's true power source, Kenji and his companions must venture into the Dark Forest, a cursed land filled with supernatural creatures and ancient spirits. Takeshi warns them that few who enter ever return. Daichi uncovers the ancient scroll, but the power within it begins to corrupt him. His thirst for immortality blinds him to the dangers, and the magic warps his body, turning him into something inhuman. The traitor strikes again, this time within the Phantom clan. Hiroshi is injured in the attack, and Kenji suspects someone close to him may be the traitor. Trust begins to unravel within the group. Kenji is forced to undergo a trial of honor by the Phantom clan, where his loyalty and leadership are tested. He must confront his inner demons and prove that he is worthy of leading the fight against Daichi. Kenji discovers an ancient temple hidden deep within the dark forest. Inside, he learns the true origins of Daichi's dark magic and the sacrifices needed to stop him. However, the temple's guardians test Kenji's resolve. During their time in the temple, Kenji uncovers shocking secrets about his family's past. He learns that his father was once part of a secret order tasked with keeping the magical scroll hidden, and that Kenji's own destiny is tied to the scroll in ways he never imagined. Daichi's corruption worsens, transforming him into a monstrous being. His mind becomes twisted, and his once loyal generals begin to question their place under his rule. Yet, Daichi's power grows as the dark magic consumes him. Kenji learns that the Emperor has made a deal with Daichi, offering him control over the region in exchange for the scroll. The group now faces not just Daichi's army, but also the full force of the Imperial Army. The largest battle of the war takes place at Twin Rivers, where Kenji and his allies make their stand against Daichi's forces. Despite being outnumbered, their strategy and unity give them hope, but Daichi's newfound power may be too great to overcome. During the battle, one of Kenji's closest companions sacrifices themselves to save him, rekindling Kenji's resolve to defeat Daichi, not for revenge, but for peace. Kenji finally confronts Daichi at the height of the battle. He realizes that to defeat Daichi, he must destroy the scroll, despite the fact that it might cost him his life. Kenji and Daichi engage in an epic duel, both armed with ancient powers. The duel tests Kenji's skills, courage, and honor. With the weight of his destiny on his shoulders, Kenji fights for the future of Japan. Daichi is defeated, but the cost is high. Kenji destroys the scroll, but its destruction also shatters the legendary sword. Peace is restored, but Kenji must now face the path ahead, no longer seeking revenge, but seeking to rebuild a better world. With Daichi defeated and the scroll destroyed, Kenji, Yumi, and Takeshi return to their village, hoping to rebuild. However, peace is fleeting. They discover that the Emperor, now aware of the destruction of the scroll, sees Kenji and his group as a threat to his power. Rumors of rebellion against the Emperor spread throughout the land. Disillusioned samurai and peasants alike rally behind Kenji's name, though Kenji wishes for nothing more than peace. Despite his reluctance, Kenji's reputation as a hero makes him the unwilling leader of a growing movement. The Emperor, fearing Kenji's growing influence, sends his most feared assassin, a deadly swordswoman named Kaido, to eliminate Kenji. Kaido is known for her unparalleled speed and precision. Her attack catches Kenji off guard, leading to a brutal confrontation that leaves him questioning his own abilities. Kaido's attack forces Kenji to confront old wounds from his past, his father's death, his thirst for vengeance, and the cost of his choices. Master Hideo urges him to find balance within himself, warning that if he fights solely for revenge or power, he will never find peace. Yumi and Takeshi search for allies in the city of Kogen, the Empire's capital. There, They meet an underground resistance group led by Akira, a former imperial general who turned against the emperor after witnessing his cruelty. Akira offers his resources and knowledge to help Kenji's cause. Through Akira, Kenji learns of the emperor's plan to conquer neighboring lands and solidify his rule through sheer force. The emperor has enlisted mercenaries and warlords from distant regions, and his army is larger than ever. The looming threat forces Kenji to make a difficult decision: to lead the rebellion or allow the emperor's tyranny to continue. The emperor's forces tighten their grip on the capital, Kogen. Kenji, Yumi, Takeshi, and the resistance must defend the city from an overwhelming siege. The city becomes a battlefield, and Kenji's leadership is put to the ultimate test as he faces both external enemies and internal division within the rebellion. Kenji receives an unexpected invitation to meet with the emperor himself. Despite his misgivings, he agrees, hoping to negotiate peace. The emperor, however, reveals his true nature: a cold, calculating ruler who sees the people as mere pawns in his quest for power. The meeting with the emperor turns into a battle of wits and ideologies. Kenji pleads for peace and justice, while the emperor views strength and domination as the only path to order. Though no swords are drawn, the confrontation leaves Kenji shaken, realizing the depth of the emperor's ambition. Kenji learns of an ancient clan known as the Phoenix Clan, believed to possess mystical powers and wisdom. The Phoenix Clan once served as the emperor's advisors but were betrayed and scattered. Kenji and his companions set out to find them, hoping their knowledge can help defeat the emperor. Kenji, Yumi, and Takeshi undergo a series of grueling trials to gain the Phoenix Clan's trust. These trials test their physical prowess, mental resolve, and moral character. Along the way, they discover hidden strengths within themselves and confront their deepest fears. The Phoenix Clan reveals the existence of an ancient weapon hidden deep within the mountains, a weapon powerful enough to challenge the Emperor's armies. However, it comes with great risk, for it has the potential to unleash uncontrollable destruction. Takeshi, haunted by his past as a Ronin, steps forward as a key figure in the rebellion. He faces an old enemy from his darker days and finds a path to redemption through self-sacrifice and honor, solidifying his place as Kenji's closest ally. The final siege begins as Kenji's forces lay siege to the Emperor's fortress. The walls are heavily guarded, and the fortress itself is built atop a steep cliff, making it nearly impregnable. Kenji devises a risky plan to breach the defenses. Kaido, the Emperor's assassin, returns to challenge Kenji once again. This time, she is stronger and fueled by dark magic. Their duel is fierce, and Kenji must rely on both his training and newfound wisdom to defeat her. The battle outside the fortress intensifies as Kenji's forces clash with the Emperor's elite guard. Yumi's skill as an archer proves crucial, and Takeshi leads the charge with his unwavering strength. The battlefield becomes a chaotic struggle for survival. As the siege drags on, Kenji discovers that one of his closest advisors has been secretly working for the Emperor. The betrayal threatens to unravel everything they've worked for. Kenji learns a shocking truth: the Emperor is his half-brother, born from an affair between Kenji's father and a royal concubine. The revelation shakes Kenji to his core. In a moment of desperation, Kenji unleashes the ancient weapon discovered with the Phoenix Clan. Its power devastates the battlefield, turning the tide of the siege. The Emperor, now fully transformed by dark magic, confronts Kenji on the battlefield. His power is immense, and the earth shakes beneath his feet. The final duel between Kenji and the Emperor is a clash of both swords and wills. The Emperor's dark magic proves overwhelming, but Kenji's honor gives him the strength to continue. Yumi, seeing Kenji on the brink of defeat, makes the ultimate sacrifice to protect him. Her death galvanizes Kenji, filling him with the resolve to carry on the fight. Yumi's final arrow strikes true, wounding the Emperor and giving Kenji the opening he needs. In a moment of vulnerability, the Emperor reveals that he never wanted to be ruler. Kenji offers his hand, hoping to save what remains of his brother's soul. The Emperor faces a choice: to continue down the path of destruction or surrender and accept his humanity. For a moment, it seems as though the Emperor will relent, but the dark magic within him is too strong, and he chooses to fight to the death. Kenji is forced to deliver the final blow. The Empire is left leaderless, and the dark magic that once empowered the Emperor begins to dissipate, leaving only silence in its wake. The battle is won, but at great cost. Kenji, now a reluctant leader, works to restore peace and justice to the land. He establishes a council of samurai, peasants, and scholars to ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. Though peace has been restored, Kenji is haunted by the memories of those he lost: his father, Yumi, and even his brother. He visits their graves, reflecting on the cost of victory. In the wake of the Emperor's fall, Kenji and Takeshi began the daunting task of rebuilding the nation. With warlords still vying for power and remnants of the imperial army resisting change, their work was far from over. The Phoenix clan, impressed by Kenji's leadership and strength, offered to help in the rebuilding process. They lent their knowledge of ancient magic to help restore the land, but warned Kenji that dark forces were never truly gone. Just as peace seemed within reach, a new threat arose from the north: an alliance of warlords who refused to accept Kenji's rule. These warlords had discovered remnants of the dark magic used by the Emperor and sought to harness it for their own gain. Kenji began having visions of Daichi, the warlord he defeated long ago. These visions warned him that the dark magic was not gone, but had only been temporarily suppressed. Daichi's ghost urged Kenji to prepare for the return of the darkness. A new generation of warriors began to emerge, inspired by Kenji's actions. Among them was Hiroshi, the son of Yumi, who wished to follow in his mother's footsteps. Kenji took him under his wing, teaching him the ways of the samurai. The northern warlords launched an attack on Kenji's newly established capital. The battle was fierce, with the dark magic wielded by the warlords threatening to overwhelm Kenji's forces. Takeshi led the defense, using his vast experience to hold the line. The northern warlords had created their own version of the samurai, warriors empowered by dark magic. These dark samurai were nearly invincible in battle, forcing Kenji and his allies to find new ways to counter their strength. Kenji learned that a fragment of the ancient scroll survived and was now in the hands of the northern warlords. The scroll's power threatened to bring about a new era of chaos unless Kenji could destroy it once and for all. The Phoenix clan's leader, Akira, sacrificed himself to destroy the fragment of the scroll, but the act released a burst of dark energy that spread across the land. Kenji and his allies were forced to confront the consequences of the scroll's lingering power. The final confrontation between Kenji's forces and the northern warlords became not just a battle of swords, but a battle of ideals. Kenji fought for peace, honor, and justice, while the warlords fought for power, greed, and domination. Kenji and his forces achieved a hard-won victory over the northern warlords, but the cost was great. Many lives were lost, and the land was once again scarred by war. Kenji began to wonder if true peace was even possible. With the northern warlords defeated, Kenji focused on healing the land. He worked tirelessly to ensure that no one would ever again harness the power of dark magic. His efforts brought a fragile peace, but the scars of war ran deep. Takeshi, Kenji's trusted companion, announced that he was leaving to live a life of solitude. He believed his time as a warrior was over, and that it was time for a new generation to lead. Kenji reluctantly agreed, bidding farewell to his friend. Hiroshi, Yumi's son, took on a more prominent role, becoming the new leader of the samurai. Under Kenji's guidance, he represented the future, a future built on the ideals of honor and peace, not vengeance or power. Kenji, now older and wiser, watched as the world he fought for began to flourish. The cycle of violence had been broken, and a new era of prosperity began. The people honored him as a hero, but Kenji remained humble, knowing that true peace required constant vigilance. Kenji, now at peace with himself and his journey, passed on his knowledge to the next generation. His legacy as the last samurai would live on in the stories of honor, bravery, and sacrifice. As he gazed upon the rising sun, he knew that his work was done, and Japan's future was in good hands.